Hi husband, welcome home. How was your trip?
Yeah, it's rough. Low water, rapids. Had to get out many times and slip and fall on other rocks. Got boo-boo on my knee, banged my knee on a rock. And the poor Diafiki, she really took a beating.
Hello everyone. This summer I wanted to get out and kayak the St. Croix River in Wisconsin. I have heard that it is a great stretch of river, beginning in northern Wisconsin and ultimately ending in the Mississippi River, which I thought would be an amazing place to finish. My wife and I head for the headwaters of the St. Croix River, which is in Siloam Springs. We get a room at the St. Croix Inn and enjoy a night on the upper St. Croix Lake.
So you're not gonna believe this. We're at the hotel, and apparently a woodpecker just crashed into our sliding door carrying a baby northern. How about that? Look at that. Good damn. Second chance at life for this guy.
The wind had been blowing strong from the direction of the start of the river, so I make the decision to skip the first 16 miles of the river and start the trip at the Gordon Dam. Kayak loaded, it is time for that always hard goodbye.
Not making it so hard to leave. See you. Those goodbyes never get any easier. But here we go. Well, got to do some walking.
I knew that the water levels had been dropping on the river, but I had no idea how low the water was and that it was going to be as much of a problem as it was.
Nice day for a walk. Ooh, this ain't gonna be too rough on the bottom of my boat.
I began hitting the rocky bottom of the river and have to get out of the boat at every section of rapids to pull the boat through.
It is so shallow. I actually kind of feel bad for the boat. A lot of abuse taking place. Hitting bottom like almost all the time here. But it's part of the trip. Big old boulders.
Pretty though. Pretty sure that's the first campsite on the river. So at least we made it that far. And the first bridge. Well, so far so good. I'm, let's see here. Just about 4.7 miles in. I've been doing a lot of walking. Been really rough on the bottom of the boat. It's just been shallow. But yeah, hopefully the old boat will forgive me. You know, what do? It's just low. You can tell it's low. You can see it on the banks. So, other than that, I mean, it's definitely a pretty stretch. I mean, I wish I could get over the rapids a little easier. But so far so good. So, overcast, windy. It's perfect paddling weather, really. Alright, I think we made it to the Copper Mine Dam. I hear the rushing water. Now, I've read that there's timbers and steel spikes and stuff from a old wore down, falling apart dam. Since the water is so low, I might portage this one, since I'm alone as well. Just to be on the safe side. I've been pretty mean to the boat so far this morning. We'll have to see what it looks like when we get there. I scout the portage. There are signs of many portages over the years, as shown by the countless colors on the rocks, where hulls of unsuspecting boats have been drug over. I decide to descend the right side of the Copper Mine Dam, as the water levels are low and the timbers would make it easy to slide the boat over with minimal damage. Well, it wasn't the best way to do it, but it was the way to do it. So what the heck? So that's the Copper Mine Dam. And according to the map, I'll start getting back into rapids. Eventually I get a welcome break from the shallow waters and get a nice quiet stretch of river to enjoy. A familiar sight is Mama Duck, creating her distraction to lure me away from her young and tons of other wildlife to admire. That's a brave deer. As called out on the river maps as the most challenging stretch of rapids on the river, the Big Fish Trap Rapids are not far. However, it's the low water level that makes it the most challenging for me. Not far after the Big Fish Trap Rapids are the Little Fish Trap Rapids. Alright, so that's the Little Fish Trap Rapids, I believe. It almost looks like it could be a lot of fun if the water was deeper, but it is so freaking shallow right now that I'm just hitting everything. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but not much I can do. I'm here, so. However, the map says that's the worst of the rapids, or the most challenging rapids, so I guess if that's the worst of it, we're not doing too bad. Well, I thought I would do an update. So I have landed for the night. This will be the end of day one. and I think I went just under 19 miles today or something like that. But here's where I'm at. I am through the big fish and little fish rapids, big fish trap rapids, and here's my view. So nice thing is I do have the sun on the solar array, so I'm already recovering power I've lost. Got the phone and the GoPro going. But yeah, it's not a bad little spot. A lot of poison oak here, I believe it is. Had to set up the tent. I tried setting up the hammock on some littler trees, but they just weren't enough to hold. So, but yeah, got some tunes going just for something to listen to while I set up. And this year I got the chair. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I can't believe it at all. I'm happy to have my chair. So yeah, fire's going. There was already wood here, which was nice. I was gonna try to get nice and hot and then probably heat up some water on it. But yeah, nice deal. So the river so far has been pretty challenging with all the rapids, and then it's so shallow that I'm dragging bottom constantly, and my poor boat, man, I don't even want to look at the bottom of it. It's just brutal how it sounds, how it feels when I'm paddling through all the rocks and everything. So yeah, it's rough on it, but you know, it's just a big part of it is the fact that it's just low water levels right now. When I was on the St. Croix River depth gauge website, whatever that is, it said that low was pretty common. Good in some areas, a lot of it was low. And so, you know, it's no surprise I have to drag the boat through a lot of it, hitting a lot of rocks and stuff. It's just heartbreaking, but so far so good. So, I mean, if I have to do some repairs, then that's what I have to do. So, but yeah, aside from that, I mean, if it was higher water levels, it'd probably actually be a lot of fun to hit these rapids. The ground spike is with me, just like on the Mississippi. And as always, I find a new use for it every time I use it. So I got that drying out my water shoes. Boy, did I use them today. Got my battery pack here getting dripped on. Good call, good call. So, but yeah, that's about it. I'm just gonna eat dinner. Dinner's probably gonna be like a ready-made stew thing, and then maybe I'll do one of those Mountain House stews or something easy, because I just don't feel like doing much. It's only day one, so. But yeah, anyway, so campsite S137.6, so that's the river miles, and that's where I'm at, so. Well, good morning, everybody. This is day 2 on the St. Croix River. I'm leaving my campsite. It's 9:22 in the morning, so made some decisions last night about where I want to stop for the trip. I think I'm going to go about 6 more miles down and stop at the river landing, and the reason is because the river is super shallow right now, and I am doing irreparable damage to my kayak, and it's just not worth it. So I mean, right now it's about, if my fingertips can touch the bottom, it's about wrist deep. And I've been doing a lot of walking and everything. It's unfortunate, but you know, I didn't really have any set goals for this trip aside just from to come out and enjoy a couple of days on the river. So yeah, so it's not as far as I thought I would go, but it's no big deal. You know, as compared to when I did the Mississippi, you know, this is definitely not the same challenge aspect as the Mississippi was. So maybe come back when the river is deeper or something. I can pick back up at the river's landing and go down if I ever wanted to. Just section the river instead of doing the whole thing. But yeah, no big deal. I mean, it's nice today. It's sun's out, powerful sun. Had to put on my paddling shirt just to stay cool and not sunburn myself. But yeah, aside from that,
I did my normal sleep in the tent, I'm tired thing. So it looks like we only got 6 miles, 5 or 6 sets of rapids I'll probably have to walk through, which has been what's really just beating up the boat. So it shouldn't take long to get to where we're going, a couple hours. So let's giddy up and go. So shallow. Oh, poor boat. Well, I do believe we are catching up to the Namakagon. Alright, so just up to the right is the big island. And yeah, just let the camera roll and see what happens. I make the decision to stop and fish for a bit before heading to the landing. It will take my wife several hours to arrive, so there is no rush. I make it to the Riverside landing and pull into the shade. I take the opportunity to film some of the wildlife in the area while I wait.
It's an unfortunately quick end to this trip. I now have unfinished business with this river, so when the water levels rise again, I will be back to finish. I just couldn't justify any further damage to my kayak. So until then, as always, take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.